Good morning. Pastor Stephen is here today, ready to share 1 Timothy chapter 5 from 11 to 16. And I'm going to read. But refuse to enroll younger widows, for when their passions throw them away from Christ, they desire to marry, and so incur condemnation for having abandoned their former faith. Besides that, they learn to be idolaters, going about from house to house, and not only idolaters, but also gossips and busybodies, saying what they should not. So, I would have younger widows marry pure children, manage their households, and give the adversary no accusation for slander. For some have already strayed after Satan. If any believing woman has relatives who are widows, let her care for them. Let the church not be patent, so that it may care for those who are truly widows. Let me say, my dear brother and sister, today that to be a widow is not good. It is something bad. It is being vulnerable. So, and during the time of Timothy, there were so many widows who were being overlooked. And also, you find that there are two different types of widows. There are those widows who are older, above 60 years, and there are young widows who are less than 50 years. And you know, during the Roman Empire, widows were being discouraged, and they were being encouraged to remarry immediately after 2 years and have children. So, Paul is teaching Timothy and also speaking to the young widows and the faithful women in the church who are believers of Christ, and also to the church. So we see here that, you know, when you become a widow, you are being enrolled in the church list. And Paul is discouraging young widows because of, he understand the passion of young widows, that their passion can drift them away from Christ when they decide to marry, and they will break their covenant which they had made with the church of being a widow. And they are going to condemn themselves internally because of their first commitment to the church. So Paul is bringing here a solution by saying that young widows should marry, have children, and be responsible with their household. My dear brother and sister, Paul is defining the roles of a young widow, and also for women who have relatives who are widows, and also is telling the church to be careful not to enroll young widows, but to enroll only older widows who are truly widows. So, one thing which would like us to learn today is the power of caring in the church. So, God loves the church when we care, and He loves also a family who cares for the vulnerable. The reason is Christ has graciously cared for us, and when we were unable to save ourselves, and now is encouraging us to care for others, because Jesus cares for vulnerable and welcomes those overlooked, and calls His people to care for one another. May God help us so that we emulate Christ by caring graciously the vulnerable. God bless us all.